I say hi to everyone. I'm Nicoletta, and I come from Switzerland, and I am a so-called mushroom controller. This is an institution that Switzerland has created, and it means that people who go to the forests and pick the mushrooms and they don't want to get poisoned, they come to me and I tell them which one they can eat and the other ones we take away. And this is like a fixed institution in Switzerland. And we are trained in a very good way and have like rules what to give to people and what not. So there's a lot of research going on that we have to learn about, so we are always up to date what's going on about, you know, there are things like long-term poisoning and things that people are about to find out about the kingdom of the mushrooms, because the kingdom of the mushroom is the least researched of all the three kingdoms we have, like plants, mushrooms and animals, where humans are included. It's a lot of secret in this world, and a lot of it we simply don't know, including what we should be eating and which mushrooms have, or toadstools have, bad effects in the end. So there is a lot of discussion possible. Okay, so now I walked around here in beautiful forest of Les Silve and just picked mushrooms, toadstools, fungus, on some square meters. I didn't have to go far. It's a very rich forest, and that's what I found. Most of the fungus that are here or that have a certain size are not of the kind you should eat. There's like 5,000 fungus, and from these 5,000 maybe you can eat 150, and 20 or so are really dangerous. So don't be what was it the word? What's up? You shouldn't be disappointed if you don't find anything, because the good ones are really rare. Yeah. So just let's start with the one that you can eat here. That's this nice guy that likes to grow on the roadside. It's called a shaggy ink cap. It's shaggy now, but once it gets older it will get very shoot up like this, and then it will turn black and drip down like ink, and people actually wrote with it in other times. When they're young and white inside, they're very tasty indeed. And that's one of the first mushrooms I got to know myself. They turn bad in a very short time, so you have to take them home and cook them. This mushroom, for example, has a twin brother. You know, mushrooms have twin brothers of the not so nice kind, so you can have a good edible mushroom, and he has a twin brother that looks nearly like it, but is quite dangerous to eat. This one has a twin brother that is that gives you a lot of problems if you have drunken any alcohol before or after. A really unpleasant experience. I'm telling how is it different? It's got like, it's grayish. It's also high like this, and it turns into ink, but it's gray, and it's got like folds. It's got no of these shaggy things, and it's not white. It's gray and slightly smaller. Yeah. Now, as for twin brothers, now we have here a fungus of the family of the porcini, the very popular, well sought after favorite of everyone who's looking for mushrooms. This is also from the same family, but it's a very rare kind of a rose-hatted boletus, and it's very suspect. You're not supposed to eat it. It probably gives you poisoning. It's very rare, so humans have not really found out if it's good or maybe a problem. But very similar ones to those are giving you problems, especially if they have these red stems here and this light top side. So it's a rose, a boletus roseus, rose-colored bolete. Well, we are really late in the season now, so I didn't find any porcini. With the porcini, a lot of times they come all at the same time, and the forest is really teeming with boletus edulis, that means the porcini. Now we have all kinds of other sorts, where you can see how beautiful these specimens are that you find. This is not to eat. This is a family of the Hydrocybi, they're called, and they are very colorful. They have all kinds of colors. Oh yeah, like here you have pink ones, you have ones that turn slightly black, and there we turn. So here we go. We have probably this one that we find here. You see they're all quite similar and very bright. So it's like looking at flowers nearly. Now I have one that we in Switzerland are supposed to not eat because it's not clear what the effects are. It's a ramaria, but as it seems they eat it here. And there's a lot of discussion about what to eat and what not, but I'd rather be on the safe side because I know all these things about food, about mushroom poisoning. You can have different kinds of mushroom poisonings. You can have like one that goes onto your intestines and you get sick really fast, which is good news because you're going to throw up all the mushroom you've eaten. And you will be sick for a short time, but it doesn't mean that you have also that you have left out one of the more deadlier kind, like the Amanita phalloides. If you eat that one, you will realize that you have eaten something wrong only 12 hours after you've eaten it, or 24 hours, and then you'll get really sick. And afterwards you'll get better again, but later on you'll die because your liver is dead. And this is very dangerous because people don't realize it's actually a mushroom they've eaten. Now we have here, this one is very common to this place. I think it's also related to Amanita phalloides and the fly mushroom, you know, the fly agaric is same family. And this one has been cut above the earth. Further down you would have like a bulb in the ground. And now this one, the Amanita ovoides, the egg Amanita, has a twin brother, which is called Amanita proxima, which got a brown thing below. But now this has been broken off. I can't tell the difference. And the other one, the Amanita proxima, has a very long time effect. After 2 weeks, you'll realize that you've wrecked your, what is it called? Niere, where you produce the rains. We have two of them. You know which ones? Yeah, I will translate it. Yeah, that you have, and then you have to go into dialysis, and you wouldn't realize that it was this. And there is some of the kind also here. Same problem. You eat them and you don't realize you're sick. You can up to half a year later you have a failure of your kidney failure. That's the word. Yeah, and you don't know it was about this mushroom. So there is I have a lot of respect of mushrooms that have not been tested properly, like a porcini mushroom, or the ones that we just know we can eat them for many years. And this one is very dangerous. Yeah, long-term effect. It's called Cortinarius orellanus. Okay, now let's look at the families. We have generally fungus with gills like this, and we have the ones with the sponge, like the porcini. This one is also one like with the sponge. It's which porcini? It's funny because it has colors inside. It's a bit old, this one. So what you need to know, you can also have mushroom poisoning from too old mushrooms. If they are no good anymore, you can have a mushroom poisoning. If you leave your porcini in your hot car, they will get very bad, like if you left fish there. And then you get food poisoning, which is actually the most common kind of mushroom poisoning or toadstool poisoning. Yeah, that's to say. Now, where was I? The gills. We have inside the gill family the most deadly mushrooms, deadly toadstools. These ones are not deadly. They're just one of the families named after the slugs or snails because they're slimy on the top. There's another one, this one, a purple kind. You see the difference? They have like these purple colors and these don't. So this makes them two kinds of the same family. The family, you can eat them, but they're not tasty.
And what is this one?
This one?
Yes.
Yeah, now we have a nice family. It's called the Russula. And they are over 300 to 500 different kinds inside this family. The Russula consists of a stem and a hat, and colorful hats a lot of times. They have no thing around here, no vulva. It looks like a simple mushroom and or toadstool. There is a little rule when they taste hot or sharp, they're no good. And the other ones you can try to eat, but first you have to know, is it really one of these? Because you see there are other mushrooms with gills, and there are other families. And the colors you see, they come from the color of the spores that those mushrooms have. Like this Russula family, they all have white up to cream colored spores. And those here, from the family of the courtinaire, which they have like hair around here, they have rusty colored spores. And when you see here at the stem, you still see a part of the cortina. It looks like hair or wool. And if you have the spores coming down, they stick to the wool, and then you have these orange leftovers. And that's how you see, oh, it's one of this family of these hairy ones. And they are no good for food. Even though I know some people eat them. But we are rather, in Switzerland, we are rather restrictive with it. But yeah, that's just the way it is where I come from. See. This is like a related one. There you have also a toadstool or a fungus, stem and hat. And this one is also the Russula, stem and hat. And this one, if you break it, it will have milk coming out.
Sì.
It's like,
e non va bene.
Yeah,
Dunque.
white milk in that case, and you have lactaires with orange milk, and the ones with the orange milk, they are good. I haven't seen one here, but they are very good. The ones, yeah, and you can't mistake them with any.
And also red milk.
Red milk also, red and orange. I think here the one with the red occur. In Switzerland we don't have them because there are some southern species here. Like this one is a southern species, and this one as well. Whereas this one we have, this is also a family of the Tricholoma, a big family. And sometimes it's small details where you can tell to which family a fungus belongs, like the way the gills are attached to the stem. So you have to watch very exactly. Like you have cases where they're like straight attached to the stem like that, straight. And then you have ones that they are attached like this, they go up and then they go down again and they go down like that. And that would be these this family here of the Tricholoma, they're called. It's a family. It's very difficult to see though. I could cut it probably or break it off. See, here it goes like that, and then down a little bit. And there's a term for it in the mushroom book, and you have to read exactly the descriptions and then check every single detail. And if you have gotten one wrong, it's probably another fungus than you have thought. So you have to look very precisely and watch out the apps that you can buy on your phone. They can not distinguish certain elements like the smell or certain details, so it's rather dangerous. And in Switzerland we had a lot of poisonings because of apps, because people didn't go to the mushroom controller, which is mushroom controllers anyway, out dying species, because there's not a lot of people who still do it. So people use their phones and get poisoned. I think it's also nice to get to know these organisms, this world, and being able to name at least the family of them. I don't know every mushroom, but a toadstool but I certainly know the edible ones and the very dangerous ones, and some of the others, and I know where to look in which book, because as I said, there are over 5,000. Now I'm just going to tell you some small things about the ecosystem and the function of the fungi. They are an integral part of the forest, and there are like 3 kinds they can get their nourishment to grow, because they don't have the chlorophyll, they can't produce their own energy. So one is they feed on things like old leaves, old wood. They are like composting and turning wood into earth. That's one job they got. The second one is they live in exchange with certain trees, like in a symbiotic relationship, and the tree gives them the sugary juice they produce, whereas the fungi help them get water while it's really dry. So they profit one from the other, and also they have a lot to do with the communication in the forest in between the trees, because the biggest part of the fungi is on the ground. What you have here are just the fruit, like an apple from the tree. So the apple is not the whole plant. Same here, the biggest part is on the ground, and it's got a rather miraculous job in connecting and communication. It's also, people call it the wood wide web, for example. There's a lot to be learned here, and research is really fascinating. Old stuff, and all the ones who eat old stuff like cow dung or whatever, or wood, you can also breed. So the ones you buy in the shops that are bred are mostly of the kind who compost things, whereas the porcini are kind of hard to breed. Whereas truffles, they're already doing it by kind of impregnating the trees with the mycelium, with the roots of the truffle. There's all kinds of things being tried out. Also, research about medicinal properties of mushrooms. It's a very nice field to get into. I would encourage anyone who wants to start a career in natural science to get into this. So, yeah. Okay, thank you for your attention, and I hope I woke a little bit of interest for this fascinating world of the fungi that you can discover here at Les Silve. Thanks.